Happy New Year, friends. I'm going to give you a reading here for this New Year's Eve night. See what the planet and the collective have going on. This is a 4 directions and 3 realms reading. I'm going to use 3 decks and then I will clarify them. The first deck will be from the upper realm, and then the middle deck we'll look at the 4 directions here on Earth, and then we'll go into the underworld with the Tarot of the Sidhe, S-I-D-H-E, which is the tall and golden fairies of the underworld, those divine and magical Tuatha of Irish lore. We will just ask about what's going on all of these levels and see what happens. Okay, so first of all, beginning with the upper realm. You might think of that as the realm of divine beings, whatever those are called in your cosmology. Let's see here. A 2 of water, 2 of cups, mirroring emotional soulmate connection. Beautiful, simple. I like the simplicity of it. It's also a feeling of beginnings. It's very emotional. Underlying energy, another 2 cards. Underlying energy is a 2 of air. This is some kind of a decision. Air, suit of swords, your mind. 2 2s. And then we have the Queen of Fire, the Queen of the Law of Attraction, the sexiest queen in the tarot. Wands is her suit. Element of fire. So we've got water, air, fire, cups, swords, wands. No pentacles yet. When I look at this, I see a tension between these 2 kinds of 2s. This is in the mind, this is in the heart, this is a choice, this is almost like a oneness of 2. So they have a lot in common too. I'm feeling this tension between our minds and our hearts quite a bit. And the Queen of Fire as the Queen of the Law of Attraction, this is really about what we choose to focus on, and that will become bigger. And yeah, as more comes up, I'll talk about that. Let's see here. I've never done this reading before. It was just an idea that came to me. So I'm sure it's going to be great. But I'm going to take my time here getting into the nitty-gritty until we've got more cards on the table. Okay, so here on Earth, we're going to look at the 4 directions. I really started this thinking about body, mind, heart, and soul, and I'm going to do it that way. And then if it makes sense to draw in the elements or the directions as they relate. So first we begin with the body, an 8 of cups. This is an emotional feeling. It's about discontent. It's about you need to leave and go somewhere else. So that's your body. Yeah, body is Pentacles, the North, Earth in this reading. Okay, your mind. Oh, you have some beautiful clarity and an ability to use it. I feel some cleansing energy. Mother of Swords there. She is clear. I mean, you can see from her face. She has clear eyes. She looks right at you and says, you're in or you're out. That's your Mother of Swords. Uses her intelligence. So that's you. That's where your mind is at. You have clarity. Your body is feeling dissatisfied in some way. I think that's a kind of a wintry start of the new year kind of a feeling. You can feel dissociated from our bodies, but your mind is quite clear. Now your heart, where is your heart? We see this 2 of water in the upper realm. Ooh, a change of heart, Wheel of Fortune. Going through some change in your heart. And fourthly, your soul, Wands, Fire. A beautiful Mother of Pentacles. She knows her worth. She's nurturing, abundant, safe. That's a nice energy for your spirit right now. Okay. Now for the underlying energy, we're going to pull from, I want to show you, and it'll be backwards, Tarot of the She. Maybe I'll remember to put the video right ways before I post it. The Tarot of the She is a deck of these beautiful fairies. I first heard about the She from my teacher, Danu Forrest, who I described feeling like I had this 8-foot tall golden person who accompanies me on my walks, and she suggested that could be a she. So I had to Google that and find out who are the she, and I've learned so much since. Okay, I'll try not to get too much into my druidry study, but great teacher. Okay, so let's see, we're going to pull one card just like we did with the upper realm. So in the underworld, we get 6 of Swords, a Dreamer 6. Voyage, what does it say? Insights Voyage. You can look at that for a while. These images are worth looking at. So you can see the ginormous fairy, or the wind here, blowing this little, it's like an owl, a little bird in the boat. What's in here? Keep having to look in here. It's like a person in here. Usually in a 6 of Swords, it's a boat, and then somebody is using their willpower to move that boat. And in the boat are the swords, which are your thoughts, your ideas, and stories. So we get a sense of changing your mind here. And when you change your mind in a Dreamer 6 or a 6 of Swords, what you're doing is you're letting go of ideas that are disturbing, stories, paradigms, truths. You let go of them, and then you move towards ones that bring you peace and freedom. So it's really beautiful underworld energy. And underlying that, what do we have? Dancer 8. That's the same card as this. This is the 6 of Cups. I mean 8 of Cups. Here. You can feel that pull towards a spiritual path that will bring you to the sun, which is happiness, authenticity, wish fulfillment. So there is, we see movement of your mind, it's a very spiritual journey and the underlying title of this card, Escaping Stagnation. And that's it. Pretty simple. 2 from the underworld. Okay. Well, let's clarify these cards and see what happens. So far, it just seems like a bunch of concepts to me. And let's see if, I have no doubt it will come together as a coherent message. So we're going to start, we're going to use the Pro Tarot to clarify. We'll start I'm being told to start in the middle. Okay, we'll start in the middle then. We'll start with the body and the mind and the heart and the soul. What's the story here? Okay, and then we'll go up. We'll do the above and the below. All right, 8 of Cups. Let's clarify what's going on with our bodies here in the collective. All right. First of all, we have a Page of Wands. Message from the outsider, the queer card, the foreigner. Wands, fire energy. A Page of Pentacles, very grounded, practical energy. 2 pages. And, the 10 of Swords. Something is over. This is your mind. These are paradigms. This is a whole thought process about your body that's coming to an end. Since we have these young cards, the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, one is very much about the outsider, one very much about the insider. Pentacles, I would think, as Earth here. And then we have this very painful ending of the Ten of Swords. It's a paradigm, it's a story. There's some kind of story about youth that you need to leave behind in order to feel contentment here. And the Page of Wands, who is the young outsider energy, is speaking to this, whereas the Page of Pentacles, perhaps the one who's much more grounded in succeeding within this paradigm, is just looking at it. But there is a need to end a thought process about our bodies. It's a cause of discontent. You need to walk away from it. Here, that's what this, need to walk away from. There's a discontent here. You have 8 cups, you need 9 for wish fulfillment. Yeah, so that's an interesting struggle for you. It has to do with youth around your body, and the end of youth is inevitable for all of us. Death is inevitable for all of us, and when we fight that, we're going to lose. I think this is certainly something that I relate to at my age of 53. There had been a few years back where I woke up in the night really kind of facing the fact of aging. I've never been afraid of aging. I've always wondered what I was going to lose as I aged, and so far I've gained and lost nothing. So this idea that youth is the ideal, that would be perhaps the paradigm here, the ideas or truths that need to be walked away from. So this is supported by that she energy. There's some kind of truth about your embodiment and its relationship to youth that you need, that brings you discontent. I think it seems so obvious to think about New Year's resolutions. People often go on diets and try to change their bodies dramatically this time of year. There's a lot of times that I've done that, and I am good at following through on my resolutions, but everybody, you reach the end of the line, like restraint of your desire and your pleasure in food or whatever can't last. I don't think we're meant to live outside of joy. So this idea of youth as what you chase, I'm going to say you want to change the focus of that. Maybe choose joy. Choose the sun here in your, like I go to this gym, the Box Studio here in Flagstaff, and it is so much fun, and I feel young, and I can do things that I thought I would have outgrown at this age. But with good coaching, you can really do a lot with your body. So I don't know, there's something for you here about that. Okay, moving into your mind, we see you having clarity, the mind right in alignment here. You get a swords, which is your mind, as your card. So let's see what else. I love this Mother of Swords. She's just so her with her look. I think when you're in a Mother of Swords mode, or when I am, I want to make sure I'm not cutting out people too quickly or something like that. But let's see. The Empress, the earth herself, abundance, nurturing. So this is a very loving, nurturing, warm energy. Sometimes the Mother of Swords gets described as cold. I don't think of her that way. Swords are related to the element of air, and historically air was associated with blood, which would be warm, not cold. Okay, so we have the Empress, the Seven of Swords, secrets, lies, disempowering thoughts, Definitely want to cut those out. And a Knight of Pentacles, the slow poke knight. Doing it right, one step at a time. Yeah, it's real simple. There are some truths about Earth that need to be removed. You know what they are. It's also going to take a long time, right? So I think this can relate to the body as well, but we're dealing with science, like deep, old, not super old, Western ideas about how our relationship with our planet should be and can be, and we're finding that it's failing us. No, it needs to be revised, so we need to return to relationship, kinship, sort of the Empress energy where we recognize Earth as our mother. And the Seven of Swords speaks about theft, about extractive relations with the Empress, and I need to cut that. The Mother of Swords says we need to cut out this, it's harmful. And so we can see ourselves doing this in the way of the Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady, doing it the way somebody who's thoughtful, who has a plan, who is responsible and trustworthy might do this every day. And I think our relationship with our bodies and a kind of chasing of something that's really an illusion, like everlasting youth, is similar. Like you need to reframe this and to change it in order to find contentment. Okay, so moving on to our heart, more sense of a need for change. And New Year's bring in change, and it's one of the times in our year, maybe your birthday is another time where we welcome change and we kind of open ourselves to the hope of change. So Wheel of Fortune, in your heart, we see a change. What is this change? Eight of Pentacles, mastery, your work, Earth energy, Pentacles. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment and contentment. Remember, your body was walking away from 8 cups. This is where you want to head, towards a 9 of Cups. Look at all the fruit in those cups. Beautiful. And then the 5 of Cups, some grief. 5 of Cups, you can see the raven focusing on the spilled cups. There are 2 full cups behind the raven, which they can turn towards. It's a beautiful scene in the woods by water. Usually a 5 of Cups shows you where you can go away from a scene of grief and loss and towards a new beginning. Kind of looking at what's up there. So this seems like the path towards that new beginning. It looks, what is that? I'm looking for another raven, I think. Yeah. I think you can read into what you see there. It might be time for me to get reading glasses. So let's see, we've got mastery of wish fulfillment. There is some grief here in this change. As you move towards wish fulfillment, away from, you're leaving something behind. And it's going to bring change, which you're welcoming because of the new year or whatever. We need it. And you're not doing this without a process of grief. And there is a need to master something new, a new kind of work to do. It's heart work, it's emotional work. But it brings you really into these cups being full, the sunflowers. They make me think, the sunflowers of the Queen of Wands, who we have above. And then we also see all the fruit, the abundance. It makes me think about the Empress in our relationship with Earth, with our planet, with a nurturing, positive force. that is here to support us as we make these really fundamental changes in our thinking and our logics and our relationships and really our identity here. I mean, going back to the body, it's very much like can be a basis of identity. The Page of Wands makes me think about identity that doesn't fit you, right? You end up feeling queer or foreign to what's set up for you if you're in a Page of Wands kind of position. And so that outsider feeling, you need to walk away from that towards feeling kinship with, and that you can trust the abundance and that the wheel of fortune will turn in your favor, and that for everything that you lose, there are more cups to drink from. There's a real sense of abundance in this reading, and our anxiety and fear of lack. And I think that we get the tension here of the Two of Air, which is the upper energies, where we have a dilemma. And this is in your mind, that you have a dilemma between lack and abundance as what you focus on. You can see that this figure has chosen what to focus on. We're further caused to think about what you focus on by the Queen of Fire. Remember, what she focuses on is what will grow. Okay, so your spirit, your soul, your Wands energy, the Mother of Pentacles. Real sense of knowing your worth, a sense of abundance. She is associated with Earth and has that Empress energy. She has this beautiful little fawn who is safe with her. So there's a sense of security with her. Let's see what else we can learn about what's going on in that realm of you. Okay, Mother of Pentacles. Also, Ace of Pentacles. New home, new job, new beginning of some kind in the practical, earthy realm. The Hierophant. Structure, tradition, history. When I think of it as history, I feel so much more friendly towards the Hierophant. We can see in this, also the Hierophant can be a mentor. We can see there's a key here, and this one is protecting the key. So that would be access to knowledge that's traditional, ritual. This really comes in like a new Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant, new rituals, new traditions. And the Queen of Pentacles. Again, she knows her worth. The feminine, sort of new traditions under the Mother of Pentacles, a feminine principle, or the Queen of Pentacles. Lots of pentacles here for your soul. Very earthy. It's a very earthy reading. I'm asking questions from my tradition of Druidry, earth-centered, tree-centered spiritual practice, which is a part of reclaiming spiritual traditions of kinship and healthy relationship with land. Okay, so let's clarify. Let me go first to the underworld, to the she. I can see very clearly the Dancer Six, the Six of Swords, where we're changing our minds. I see that very clearly. And I also see that need to leave somewhere where we're dissatisfied. You can see all of those dreams drowning there as she moves towards the sun. That ideal of happiness. The happiest card in the tarot is the sun. So let's see here. What did the she add to our reading for us? The magical support, judgment, ascension. If you do it right, you get to go on to the next level. And you'll be recognized and chosen. It has like this, it's a funny feeling because we're looking at the underworld and judgment is about moving up. It's like moving up out of the underworld, something coming. Oh, there's your Queen of Wands. Beautiful. We've been talking about her. And what else? There's your Two of Cups. Wow. So these are your upper world energies, and they are informed by the underworld, which is not hell in this. It is the world of the she, of these. I mean, you should research yourself, the she, and I am just a novice of understanding and learning about the Tua Dathanum, they came to Ireland, and they removed the sort of bad people that were there before, and they lived in Ireland, and then they were replaced by humans. And when the humans came, the Tuath Dathanum decided to live underground, and so then you'll see these mounds in Ireland. And you can imagine that the people living there knew that there was a whole other people that lived underground, and they had the ability to use magic. The Druids were associated with them in some of the storytelling. So from those people, from their wisdom, from their ancient traditions, underground, we can see these knowledges coming up, ascending, judgment. And they have to do with both the Queen of Wands and the Two of Water, which are in our upper realm in this reading. And we'll find out more about them when we get up there. That's really interesting. So it's an ascension of this power to manifest a Two of Cups. Now, a Two of Cups is a soulmate connection. It's a true love. It is mirroring. It is justice. It's very healing. It has the caduceus here. The lion there, and the two birds, and the two cups flowing horizontally into one another through, and they're overseen there by the heart. We can also see the two lions here. This artist uses collage, so she's taken the same lion face actually, and we see it 3 times here. So lots of Leo energy. We are coming into full moon in Leo with the lions. Here makes me think about that. Any of the sunflowers and lions are reminding me of that. Remember that 9 of Cups that we saw talking about wish fulfillment had that energy. Judgment has symbol of Mercury. Mercury is in retrograde at the moment and will be going direct. It feels like it's a short, immediate period of time through late January. So Mercury will go direct January 1st and then kind of cross back over the territory it just reviewed. And so I feel like that's what this Judgment card is referring to. And similarly, around that time of it retracing its steps, we'll see the full moon in Leo. And I don't know why this astrology wants to come in here, but this is a so below, it's flipping it. So above, as below, so below, as above, so below. This is saying as below, so above. So we're going to look up at these same cards above and clarify them there. We also have this Dancer 8, the escaping stagnation, moving away from the things that make you feel discontent and making a spiritual journey of it. Both this voyage, that is the Dreamer 6 that we just clarified, and this Dancer 8 are about changing your mind and shifting away from something that isn't working towards something that does. Yeah, and just to kind of add, what we just saw was, again, we saw the Wheel of Fortune there. So there's a real sense of change of fortune in your favor. There's plenty of cards to talk about change that is not in your favor or that's shocking, like death or the Tower. I read the Wheel of Fortune in your favor. Another reader will read it differently, but I think of the tarot cards and I have a relationship and I learned them and then I tweak my interpretation a little bit to what resonates with me. And so then the communication through me is a lot easier. And I just like trust what I mean. When I see the Wheel of Fortune, yes, it's a change of fortune. I read it in your favor. So some people are cynical, like my little sister. So there's a King of Wands, another Lion, more Leo energy. So we have the partnership of the Queen of Wands, the Two of Cups between it on the table, and then the King of Wands. This is a fiery pairing. It's quite physical, pleasurable, sexual. It's where all your desire and creativity and it's really powerful. So that's here. Sort of sun energy. Leo is a part of the sun. We see here a Three of Pentacles. That is card of working with others. Everybody brings a skill to the table. These crows we see are picking cherries together. And we see two crows. Yeah, so in the Three of Pentacles, you make a vision real in the world. And then a King of Pentacles, real security and abundance. The partner to the Mother of Pentacles, or the Queen of Pentacles that we've already seen on the table twice. So there's all these twos, Two of Water, Two of Air. There's the Two of Cups, is the Two of Water. And then we see these two couples, the Queen and King of Wands and the Queen and King of Pentacles are on the table. We also see the Mother of Swords. We have yet to see the Father of Swords. And there's no water. King and Queen of Water are missing. Yeah, so there's this balance of masculine and feminine, but it really errs towards the feminine here in this reading. Though King of Wands, all this Leo energy underlying here, the Strength card, another Lion. It's a lot of information here about your heart, your waters, your emotions, and tempering your violence, your Wands energy, and even your mind, your Swords energy. There's really something important about this Leo full moon. I really see that over and over. There's a balance of masculine and feminine. And so this is like ancient truths that are coming up from below, because we saw that Judgment card. So it's a Two of Cups, Three of Pentacles relationships. These are about working together and mirroring one another and about justice. That's really beautiful energy from the underworld. So the upper world might be like, if you think about a planet or these worlds as like a tree, and this is the roots that we were just looking at, and then we began with the trunk, and now we're going to go up into the branches, and it might be where you would see the gods and goddesses, the divine forces, if you're into angels, that kind of thing. So what are they telling us here? They're really speaking about what's coming up from the she in the underworld. So let's see, Two of Water. A Nine of Pentacles, really beautiful self-sovereignty. You are able to provide for your own needs and make a healthy, happy home for yourself, where you are the queen or king, the queen of your own world, the sovereign of your own world. It's also about a relationship with Earth too. So if you look at traditions of sovereignty within indigenous communities or lore, so sovereignty is not about controlling and possessing and property. It's about responsibility, where I'm the speaker for my people and I represent my kin, the land. So I really feel like a lot of that shift in thinking here, that's a part of this message. What else? The world. Something ending and something beginning. This is under the Two of Cups. And thirdly, a Five of Swords. There's the self-defeating thoughts, self-harm in this case. Thinking that you got something that you don't deserve. Yeah, this ideal of self-sovereignty, this revision of sovereignty under the Two of Cups, which is about justice and mirroring and soul, bonds of souls that go to the very beginning, right? Past lives, soul bonds, like this balanced relationship. It puts an end to a relationship that's this Five of Swords, where you get in ways that no longer feel good because we know better. We're at the point, right? Mother of Swords, like, she knows better. We're at the point where we do know better. I know better. I think people that watch tarot readings are people who are open to the shift in our relations with our planet and one another. So there's an end coming to relations that are exploitive, extractive, and that actually leave us feeling dead in our souls and dissociated from the divine and from the planet and from each other. So highly isolated. So there's this difference between self-sovereignty, which is a solitary energy, but it's a beautiful, peaceful contentment that comes into that. To replace the Five of Swords, that self-harm, with self-sovereignty. So that's what I see here under the Two of Water from the upper realm. Now we have a need to focus on one truth at the expense of the other. It can be a difficult dilemma. That was the High Priestess. So some yes to what I just said, intuitive knowing what you already intuitively know this, even if you're not consciously letting it define your life yet. Okay, the Chariot. Card of Cancer, fast moving, starting energy. I see the moon. I see victory in the bird's wings. Yeah, so this is if you've been stuck. You're moving forward. We need more information. The Tower. See, there's a change that can feel like really bad. Something built on a shaky foundation must come down. Chariot's riding towards that. And a Seven of Pentacles. This is earthy energy. You put all this work in, you're waiting for it to bear fruit. And yet, we can see this tree is full of pentacles. It's very kind of stark image. It's usually a stagnant energy. So we have the Two of Swords. There's a choice between the Chariot, like going directly towards it, or this Seven of Pentacles kind of stalling and waiting, and they're very opposite energies. So that's our choice. The Tower lies between them. What the Tower means is there's something that's built on a bad foundation. It's inevitable that it will come down. I think the Chariot says, bring it. With the Tower, as I understand it, you have power to begin dismantling it, recognize it's built on a bad foundation, and begin taking it down yourself. Or you can wait. That Seven of Pentacles thing, it's going to come down either way. So that's really the dilemma here from the upper realm, from these the gods and goddesses I'm thinking of here up in the branches of the tree of the world that this reading makes. We have the Queen of Fire. I think of Bridget, who is a goddess of healing and of poetry, and therefore of creativity, which is associated with wands and fire. But she also, this is how she appears to me most often, is a metal worker who works in her own forge. She's a metalsmith. So the Queen of Fire, that's where our last word comes from, the Queen of Fire. What does she want to tell you? Six of Pentacles. Generosity. There's abundance above, and it can be given to those with less. That's interesting. And so I'm just looking at the image here. It's a really interesting representation of this. So we can see all the pentacles are up here, and we have these hungry birds down here. this bird holds the scales of justice. It should make you think of the Two of Cups, which should make us think of justice. This bird has caught, let's say, a steelhead or a salmon, and then gives it to these hungry birds below. This is about balancing. It's a specific kind of Two of Cups energy. And this card always makes me think about the problem of some having more than others, of hierarchy, of economic hierarchy. But that the card always calls us to be generous, charitable, to receive if you need to receive, to ask for help if you need help, to answer that with a yes, to provide help. What else? The Knight of Wands, a quick and passionate, little charismatic, little sexy. This is fire energy, just like the Queen of Fire. We already saw the Queen of Wands on the table below. What else? Wow, the Moon. This is your darkness. There's that fish in the water, right? Beautiful sunflower in the moon. This is a pretty cool deck. This representation of, that's not a sun, you probably saw this. I saw this, this is a raven in the moon, and then I saw a sunflower in the moon, which maybe the artist intended, because just like with the man in the moon or the rabbit in the moon, you see, it's hard to see the other when you are, like I always see a rabbit. It's hard for me to see the man or the face. Anyway, so there's that fish. The moon is about the darkness within and a need to go there and look into the muds of your deepest emotional depths. And this is very transformative. So we see that. I think there's a relationship between this fish and the fish that is being shared here in the Six of Pentacles. Again, I see a message for the collective about revising our relationships and going towards this very quickly. The Knight of Wands is like, get there, quick. I'd say if you can take that tower down before it comes down, you can plan to remove the tower. It's coming down anyway, right? So go for it, do it, don't avoid. Many people avoid. It's quite human to just check out and forget about all of your resolutions, all of your clarity of this Mother of Swords. This is really one of the things I like about the tarot and astrology and what we're learning about our planet, is that whether we participate or not, it's happening. Some of us are choosing to participate. It feels good to believe that this something really beautiful is happening, and we can be a part of that, of a healing, remembering our generative stories instead of just our terrible, dark histories. But a part of the process of revising our relationship with Earth so that it's much more mutual and reciprocal and just. That's what this reading is about. Is that we have to change our stories, our minds, and move away from, like, I'm a trained historian, so I was trained not only to look at the past for, oh my God, there's so much horror in history and loss, but to then critique other people's stories of the past. So other people's books or articles, or like we spend time in seminars just ripping each other's creative work to shreds, like then we climb on the remains of that work to build our own, right? That's a very hierarchical tradition. To instead of doing that, to return to the past, to ancient traditions, and I'm thinking here about the way of the Hierophant, that we can recover and remember and return to and revise and be moving into these really beautiful, positive potentials that come of a return to healthy relationships on all levels, right? The Two of Water is here. It's the Two of Cups that's here, right? So we see this twice. This is about relationship here and a revision of it. The revisions come from the Ten of Swords, the Six of Swords. Like the swords are thought processes. These are our trouble. These are what trouble and limit and cause us to be in trouble and need to change. The Tower, right? Those are the foundation that need to come down here. So, looking at one more card or set of cards here on the bottom, there's our cup. Beautiful. Wow. I'm so glad I asked. Underlying, we have the classy love offer of the Knight of Cups, an Ace of Cups, a new emotional beginning, divine support, divine love, and the Lovers. Another opportunity to think about relationship, to think about it as aiming towards the divine. Yeah, really beautiful. The reading is clear to me, and I think you can apply this to you on any level of your life, your collective earth relationship, your people collective, or your individual career, friendships, all of your relationships. You may apply this lesson to that. And it's really beautiful. Justice, soulmate connection, mirroring relations instead of hierarchical ones, working with others. Everybody doesn't have to be the same. That's a Three of Pentacles. Everybody has a different thing to bring to building the vision and making it real. So that's here as well. It's a fantastic reading for 2024 from the 4 directions and the 3 realms of our little cosmology here on Metal Dog Tarot. Have a beautiful day.